Hello everyone. Today I want to go over how to cover My Kind of Woman by Mac Demarco. Now the interesting part about covering it in the OP-1 field is that we get to use an internal chorus effect. Now there isn't an official chorus in the OP-1 field, but I'm going to show you how to create a chorus effect which you can use with your external instrument. In this case, we're going to be using the guitar, and I will also be showing you how to remake a DX7 synth organ patch that Mac uses for the pad of the song. So let's get to it. Now we're going to be using the vintage 4-track tape, and this is because Mac Demarco himself uses one for Salad Days and his album too. So we're gonna go ahead and select that. And this is what it looks like. Afterwards, let's set the BPM to 126. Okay, so moving on to track 1, we will begin with the drums. In this case, we're going to be using drums number 7 called Cherry. Turn on the monkey. And we're going to set an arpeggio here that will sound like this. So it's a pretty standard pattern. We're going to be using 2 kicks and a snare hit. And then on the second line, we're going to be using 3 kicks and 2 snare hits at the third line. Now let's record that to the first track of the vintage tape. Turn on the metronome. Okay, so it's a pretty simple drum pattern, but it's especially made to loop around and set up the instrumental for the guitar and the synth. Now on the second track, we're going to be recording guitar. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm going to show you how to create a chorus effect for external instruments. So first, we are going into the synthesizer. And then we're going to grab a vocoder. So in this case, we go to number 2. We can choose any. Okay. Now we're going to set the mix all the way to dry. Now what happens is that any external instrument going into the OP-1 field, we will hear the signal loud and clear. Now, as for these waveforms, they actually don't do anything. However, I'm superstitious, so I'm going to set this one to -1 for some reason. When I was playing around with it, it sounded good. Okay, so we keep everything standard, waveform standard. Then when it comes to the chorus effect, we will go into the cow. We'll set the frequency to 0. We'll set the delay to 25. The sideband, we'll go ahead and reduce that. Feedback, we'll put it to 53. Perfect. Now we'll go to the LFO. We'll turn it on. We will select the value. And we'll put this down to 5. The amount, 15. Destination, we will do the effects free. And we'll do the brown button. Let's decrease the amount. There we go. We're getting closer. So for my preset, these are the settings that I have. For the cow, I set the delay to 28. For feedback, I did 20. For the LFO, I set the sine wave with the speed of 3 and the amount to 5, and the free effects to delay. This is how it sounds like. Next, on track number 2, we're going to record the guitar. Okay, so now as you can see, we have a chorus guitar. Perfect, so now onto the third track, we're going to recreate the synth organ from the DX7. This is the synthesizer that Mac Demarco uses when he made the song. So the synthesizer that we're going to be using is the synth engine called Pulse. Settings, the settings are going to be pretty standard. Envelope, we're going to change it a bit to a high attack and a very low release. We're going to put some mother reverb on it and an LFO that's medium level speed and a low amount with a slope inclining upwards. Okay, so recording the synth on track number 3, we lowered the gain. Now we're going to record. Okay, so in the end, this is what we have. Now, as you can see, the whole mix doesn't stick together very well. So what I like to do is first set my levels, which I already did, and I've also panned the guitar to the left and the synthesizer to the right. We're gonna set the punch up. now it sounds a little cleaner thanks to a few settings from the master and the master effect and the EQ. You can keep playing around with that, but the point of this video is that we were able to do a chorus effect internally in the OP-1 field for external instruments, and we were also able to recreate the DX7 synth organ patch that Mac Demarco uses. Other than that, I'm going to set the download link on the description. You can download all my patches there. I'm going to put my website up soon as well. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Peace.